In this video, I'll be ranking the top 50 best-selling albums in the US in 2023 on a tier list. Let's get started. Damn by Kendrick Lamar. It is Kendrick's fourth studio album, released back in 2017. It is his most commercial album, but it still has some of his deepest songs like Fear and Duckworth. It's a great album. It goes into the A tier. Take Care by Drake. It is regarded as Drake's classic album by many, as it has stood the test of time, having been released back in 2012. It is the album that established the Drake sound, and I have a lot of memories with it, so it goes into the S tier. Chronicle the 20 Greatest Hits by Creedence Clearwater Revival. It is the greatest hits album by the legendary band. I don't think it's fair to rank the greatest hits albums with the original ones, so it goes to its own tier. Fearless, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. It is the re-recorded version of Taylor's third studio album Fearless, released in 2021. Her vocals are better than the original. It goes into the A tier. Pink Tape by Lil Uzi Vert. It's Lil Uzi's third studio album released in 2023. No songs from the album stuck with me. It was disappointing. It goes into the D tier. I Never Liked You by Future. It is Future's ninth studio album released in 2022. It's a great Future album, with great songs like Puffin' on Zooties and Wait For You. It sounds good. It goes into the B tier. Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. It is the absolute classic from 2012 that defined Kendrick Lamar's career. It is one of the best concept albums of all time, and one of the best albums of the 2010s. It's amazing. It goes into the S tier. If I Know Me by Morgan Wallen. It is Morgan's debut studio album released back in 2018. It has great songs like Whiskey Glasses and Chasing You. It's a good album. It goes into the B tier. Greatest Hits 1 by Queen. It is Queen's first greatest hits album that contains their hits from 1974 to 1980. It has some of their biggest hits like Bohemian Rhapsody and We Will Rock You. It goes into the greatest hits tier. Control by SZA. It is SZA's debut studio album released in 2017. Songs like Drew Barrymore, Broken Clocks, and 20-something never left my rotation since the album's release. I have a personal connection to this album, so it goes into the S tier. Nostalgia by Rod Wave. It is Rod Wave's fifth studio album released in 2023. It has that melodic rap sound that Rod Wave is known for 18 tracks. It's a mediocre album. It goes into the C tier. This One's For You by Luke Combs. It is Luke Combs' debut studio album, released in 2017. It has amazing songs like Beautiful Crazy and One Number Away. It's a good album. It goes into the B tier. Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone. It is Post Malone's third studio album, released in 2019. I love songs like Hollywood's Bleeding and Take What You Want on it. The album is good. It goes into the A tier. Curtain Call by Eminem. It is Eminem's first greatest hits album from the early part of his career, released in 2005, with additional songs like When I'm Gone and Shake That. You know where it goes. Renaissance by Beyonce. It is Beyonce's seventh studio album, released in 2022. It introduced Beyonce's new house sound and has bangers like Cuff It and Church Girl on it. It's a fun album. It goes into the A tier. Evermore by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's ninth studio album, released at the end of 2020. It was released only a few months after Folklore. It has that same sound, but it feels like its own thing. It's a great album. It goes into the A tier. Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. It's the 11th studio album by the band Fleetwood Mac. Songs like Dreams from the album came back to prominence in recent years because of TikTok. It is considered as one of the best albums of all time, but for me, it goes into the B tier. Certified Lover Boy by Drake. It is Drake's sixth studio album released in 2021. I didn't like it at first, but it has grown on me since its release. Fair Trade is a song I go back to all the time. It goes into the B tier. Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. It was 2021's breakout album that put Olivia Rodrigo on the map. I think it will be regarded as a classic in a couple of years, with unforgettable hits like Good For You and Driver's License. It's a great album. It goes into the A tier. It's Only Me by Lil Baby. It is Lil Baby's third studio album released in 2023. It's a boring and monotonous album. I think I've gotten tired of Lil Baby's voice. It's not a good album. It goes into the D tier. My Turn by Lil Baby. It's Lil Baby's second studio album released in 2020. It was one of the biggest albums of the COVID era. So many bangers. It goes into the A tier. Harry's House by Harry Styles. It is Harry's third studio album released in 2022. The album has that retro 70s pop sound and spawned hits like As It Was and Late Night Talking. It is a great album but hasn't aged well, so it goes into the B tier. Diamonds by Elton John. Another greatest hits album, this one by Elton John, released in 2017, spanning his hits from 1970 to 2016. Close to 50 years of music. Greatest hits tier. Barbie, the album soundtrack. It's the soundtrack album from the 2023 blockbuster movie Barbie. It's not a cohesive album, but you wouldn't expect it to be, being the soundtrack album. It's cool though. It goes into the C tier. Endless Summer Vacation by Miley Cyrus. It's Miley's 8th studio album, released in 2023. It was her big comeback this year. It has great songs like River and Flowers. It goes into the B tier. Starboy by The Weeknd. It's The Weeknd's third studio album, released in 2016. It is his poppiest album. It's too inconsistent and not cohesive. It's his worst album in my opinion. It goes into the C tier. Zach Bryan by Zach Bryan. It's Zach's fourth studio album released in 2023. It has amazing songs like Jake's Piano, Long Island, and I Remember Everything. It's a great album. It goes into the A tier. Stick Season by Noah Khan. It's the third album from Noah Khan, who blew up this year, released in 2022. It has that nostalgic folk sound that puts you at ease. It goes into the A tier. Red, Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's second re-recorded album, released in 2021, including the From the Vault tracks. It's a 30-song masterpiece. It goes into the A tier. Religiously, the album by Bailey Zimmerman. It's the debut studio album by the country newcomer Bailey Zimmerman. The song Religiously is a great song, but the album is cool. It goes into the C tier. Reputation by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor Swift's 6th studio album, released in 2017. It has one of my favorite songs by her, Delicate, and one of my least favorite songs by her, Look What You Made Me Do. So it goes into the B tier. Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. It's Olivia's follow-up to her successful debut album released in 2023. It continues her pop rock sound with amazing songs like Bad Idea Right and Get Him Back. It's an amazing album. It goes into the A tier. 1989 by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's 5th studio album, released at the end of 2014. It's her most popular album, as it has that 80s synth pop sound. It maintains this title as a pop bible, so it goes into the S tier. Mañana Será Bonito by Karol G. It's Karol G's 4th studio album, released at the beginning of 2023. It has quickly become a reggaeton staple, as Karol G became the representative of the genre. It sounds good. It goes into the A tier. Getting Old by Luke Combs. It is Luke Combs' 4th studio album, released in 2023. His version of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car is actually pretty good. The album is cool. It goes into the B tier. For All the Dogs by Drake. It is Drake's 8th studio album released in 2023. It is his least inspired album in my opinion, as he was chasing trends. I like Virginia Beach though. It goes into the D tier. Genesis by Peso Pluma. It's Peso Pluma's 3rd studio album, released in 2023. He was the biggest breakout artist of 2023, as he brought the regional Mexican sound Corridos Tumbados to the spotlight. I'm not really a fan of that sound, so the album goes into the D tier. Her Loss by Drake and 21 Savage. It's Drake and 21 Savage's collab album released at the end of 2022. It's an album full of bangers. I really like it. So it goes into the A tier. Folklore by Taylor Swift. It's Taylor Swift's 8th studio album, released in 2020. It was a big shift in her sound, as she went on a more folk direction. It was perfect for the depressing time we were living in. It's a great album. It goes into the A tier. American Heartbreak by Zach Bryan. It's Zach's 3rd studio album, released in 2022. It was one of the most critically acclaimed albums of the year. It has amazing songs like Something in the Orange and Billy Stay. It's a great album, but it's too long, so it goes into the B tier. Un Verano Sin Ti by Bad Bunny. It's Bad Bunny's 4th studio album, released in 2022. It became a global phenomenon when it was released. It has undeniable bangers like Titi Me Pregunto and Me Porto Bonito. It goes into the A tier. Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin. It is the 2nd solo studio album by the super producer Metro Boomin. It has a consistent cinematic sound throughout, and every artist gave their best performance. This is the album I played the most this year, so it has to go to the S tier. Speak Now, Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's 3rd re-recorded album released in 2023. The From the Vault tracks are amazing, and her performance on her old hits is great. It's all good. It goes into the A tier. Utopia by Travis Scott. It is Travis's 4th studio album released in 2023. This was Travis's comeback after 2018's Astroworld. I liked it at first, but it didn't stick with me throughout the year, so it goes into the B tier. Lover by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's 7th studio album, released back in 2019. It's a diverse album, with great songs like Cruel Summer and The Archer. It also has my least favorite Taylor song, Me, on it, so it goes into the B tier. Dangerous, the double album by Morgan Wallen. It is Morgan Wallen's 2nd studio album, released in 2021. It was the biggest album of 2021, and still selling huge records. It has amazing songs like Wasted on You and 7 Summers. It's a good album, but too many songs, so it goes into the B tier. 1989 Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's 4th re-recorded album, released in 2023. It has the best from the Vault records. I don't know if I'm too used to the original, but this version just doesn't feel the same, so it goes into the B tier. SOS by SZA. It is SZA's 2nd studio album, released at the end of 2022. She explored a lot of genres with this one, even going punk rock for F2F. It's a good album, but it didn't quite reach the level of Control, so it goes into the A tier. Midnights by Taylor Swift. It is Taylor's 10th studio album, released in 2022. It has amazing songs like Lavender Haze and Karma. It is my most listened to Taylor album, so it goes into the S tier. One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen. It's Morgan's 3rd studio album, released in 2023. It is the best-selling album of this year in the US, as it ruled the charts from the beginning of the year. I didn't really like this album, so it goes into the D tier. What do you think of these rankings? Tell me in the comments below.